This video is going to help streamline your job search. So we've talked enough about how challenging the job market is, so let's simplify it a little bit and talk some trends and what to expect in 2025. My name is Sarah Camillo. I'm a certified career coach and a certified resume writer with over 15 years of recruiting experience. I've been doing all of the research on the job market, and I'm going to be sharing 6 pieces of career advice for job searching in 2025 to help you stand out in this tough market. And stay to the end for a special pro tip as well. All right, let's dive in. Let's start with something positive too. So pay transparency. If you haven't heard of that, what that means is a lot of companies that are posting jobs, and by state, they are required to now include a salary range on that job description. So do your research, check out if your state is going to be including this. There are a few new states that are passing this law in 2025, so check if yours is included in that as well. Now, this is great progress, right? But just because your state may pass it doesn't mean every company is going to abide by it. It may take them a while to get used to having to include a salary range. Sometimes they'll include a salary range that is like, this job will pay between $70,000 and $170,000. It's not very helpful when it's that big of a range, right? So pay attention to that too. Again, some companies may forget to include their range too. It may take them a while to get used to doing this, but including it here because you as a job seeker has a right to find out what that range is. So what that means is if you're going through the interview process and you're talking to the recruiter, you as a candidate are able to ask for a range, especially if they're asking you for your salary expectations. Flip it on them and say, hey, I know this state requires pay transparency. Can you please share the range for this position? Keep in mind though, a lot of times they'll share the mid-range, which means this salary range could be between say 100 and 150. They may say, oh, we're gonna pay between 115 and 100 or 30. Something like that in the middle of the range, which is fine. Go ahead and accept that, but go ahead and still be honest. Do your own research on what you want your salary expectations to be because it may still fall in that range even though they don't share that. It's a little confusing. Comment below with any questions on this. Ultimately, it's so important to do your research on pay ranges as well as knowing your state laws. Number 2, embrace AI tools for job applications. So use AI tools like chatgpt. We've talked about that a lot. tealai, that's a great one. Even jobscan is out there. And these tools will help you tailor your resume, cover letters for specific roles, but don't just depend on one tool. Don't just go with one tool and that's it. Go ahead. They all vary a little bit, so use multiple. These tools also have great job trackers, especially Teal. Again, I really like that site. They can help you to just stay organized and consistent throughout your job searching process. Other platforms include LinkedIn AI Assistant. So sometimes if you're writing a post or updating your LinkedIn profile, use that assistant to help you write it in a more concise or professional way. Yet ultimately, whenever you're using these tools, you still have to humanize it. You still have to make sure it sounds like you, writes like you, talks like you, all of that. It's very important. And the reason this matters is because recruiters overall are increasingly using AI platforms for screening applications and screening candidates. So aligning with these systems is critical for your success. Also, AI is slowly being integrated into ATSs as well, and ultimately is going to help companies determine if you're a culture fit and a personality fit. So we're not there yet, but I see more and more of this being fine-tuned and refined for 2025 and beyond. Now, remember, I'm going to say this more than once, there are still humans reading your resume and reading your cover letters and interviewing you. So again, humanizing all of these documents is really important. And lastly, a lot of people don't think about this with these tools out there. You may work with a company like JobScan, right? And there's a lot of value in tools in that platform. However, there are a lot of job descriptions out there that suck. They're terrible. They're either really vague, really short, or just don't give you a full description of what the job really looks like. So because of that, you're being misled. So if you upload your resume to this site along with the job description, they say you want to meet like 80% of a match with the keywords and all of that. But the job description is so weak that that's not helping you in any way. So that's why another reason why I say use multiple platforms out there to make sure you're representing yourself in the best way possible. Again, it's another confusing topic. Comment below with any questions on this. So if you take anything out of this video, it is to use these tools, but use them sparingly and don't place too much emphasis on those results. Number 3 is new interview trends. So be prepared for more skill-based assessments. I'm starting to hear about, like some of my clients are doing these more and more. Sometimes they're skill-based, sometimes they're personality-based, but just expect more. And then also AI again. AI is now being integrated into interview systems and video interview systems as well. So AI is used to analyze your tone, your body language, your overall responses. So whether you're talking to a person or not, AI will be utilized and it's here to stay for a while. So again, you might be interviewing with somebody on a video, but AI is taking notes for them. Very interesting. So be prepared with that. You're still yourself. Don't think too much into it. Don't freeze because you don't know how AI is going to analyze you. It's so not worth it. Be yourself. Even with some of these personality tests, be yourself. Trust me. And AI is still able to analyze like emotional intelligence, your own creativity, your own innovative thinking, how you adapt to situations. These are often those soft skills that employers are seeking. So interviews today and into 2025 are really about demonstrating your ability to solve problems, collaborate with other people, be more effective and efficient in your day-to-day work. Things like that, how you're bringing new ideas and innovation to the table. All of these things are still being analyzed and still going to be very important going into 2025. Number 4, I gotta say it, networking strategically online and offline. So I read an article literally today that said 80% of jobs are being filled through personal connections. That's a huge number. I've read so many other articles that say about 70%. This one said 80%. My point is between 70 and 80%, that's a very high number. So using your connections is still going to be extremely important. Ways you can do that: join virtual industry specific like communities like on Slack and Discord, or even like the LinkedIn groups. With the LinkedIn groups, pay attention. Some are active, some are not, but they can still be pretty valuable for building new connections and building relationships with people. And then you're in person, there's still networking events out there, different conferences, different meetups, different webinars online that you can join and then connect with people that way too. And ultimately, don't just ask for help. That's one way that people feel turned off with networking, is they feel like they're begging or asking for help. It's not like that, because it can go both ways. So if you build a connection with somebody or reconnect with somebody that you used to work with 10 years ago, you may know somebody that can help them as well. So just open those lines of communication. That's what LinkedIn is for. It's about building a professional network with people and helping each other out. So again, reciprocate, offer to make introductions, offer to connect them with people that you know personally or professionally as well. And then don't forget, send that $5 gift card for coffee to anybody who's helped you, anybody who's taken the time to go out of their way to help you. They'll remember that and that'll go a long way. I read something that said relationships can be more powerful than applications. And obviously when I read that article in December, 80% of the jobs being filled through personal connections. True statement. All right, number 5, build and optimize your personal brand. So I've already touched on LinkedIn. I actually just recently posted a video all about LinkedIn and how to optimize your profile, how to use it and connect with recruiters and all of that. So check that video out next. Ultimately, you want to keep your profile up to date. You want to keep it filled with those keywords relevant to your industry, those trending words or phrases. Recently, I learned about with marketing, buzz marketing. That phrase is being thrown out a lot. So get to know those trends, those trendy keywords that are out there. That's what recruiters are using to find you as well. So again, building your brand, maybe that's posting articles, sharing articles, commenting on people's posts, things like that. Anything to get your name out there so people see your name and eventually get to your LinkedIn profile. And then a little bit different than LinkedIn, if your industry fits applicable to your job or your industry, create that digital portfolio. Using sites like Squarespace, Wix, things like that can help you build your own portfolio online. Just makes it more professional and more enticing. So why does this all matter? Because employers are researching online. They're looking for different ways to get to know more about you. A strong professional digital presence is really critical these days. And then again, the more creative and fun that you can show your personality, all of that helps build your own personal brand as well and can go a long way. Number 6, focus on skills, not just roles. So what I mean by that is you want to really highlight those transferable skills that you have in your career that can be used in new industries or new jobs and new companies. And I am telling you, almost every candidate that I have worked with on building their resume or preparing for interviews have more transferable skills than they even knew that they had. So you have them. So do some research, really dig into what you've done in your career that can be transferred into a new one as well. And what these skills do, they'll help you rank higher in ATSs as well if you add those to your resume. Other ways you can do this is using platforms like Coursera, LinkedIn Learning, Udemy, and even YouTube to help build new skills, certifications if you can, new licenses if you can, and those in-demand skills like AI, data analysis, project management, all of those things that are used today that you can talk about and you can talk about currently using, currently building. You don't have to be an expert in all of these skills to add them to your resume. Remember that. You just have to be able to talk to them. So you want to tailor your resume. I've talked about this in multiple other videos. Tailor your resume to showcase these skills and these results, And rather than just listing the responsibilities you have, you don't want your resumes to just sound like a reworded job description. You want to showcase those accomplishments and those results that you've had and the impact that you've made. Okay, before I jump into the pro tip, let me reiterate the 6 pieces of advice that will help you in job searching for 2025. 1, use the pay transparency laws to your advantage. Do your research on your state and see where your state lies with that. 2, embrace AI tools for job applications. 3, be aware of these new interview trends. A lot of them do include AI. Ultimately, be yourself. 4, network strategically online and in person. 5, build and optimize your personal brand online. And 6, focus on skills, not just the roles that you've held. Okay, diving into this pro tip. So this is something else that's just like a trend for 2025. It's not really a piece of career advice, but it will help you along the way. So remember, companies are now embracing more of a hybrid work environment. That's definitely more common than 100% virtual or 100% in person or in the office. There's definitely more hybrid jobs out there than we saw in the past couple of years. Yet hybrid has a lot of different definitions. So does that mean 1 day in the office? Does that mean 4 days in the office? Like there's so many different combinations that can be held. So it's important to remember companies have learned how to adjust to a 100% virtual environment. So pay attention to that and know that you can negotiate this when you get to the job offer stage. You can negotiate your own schedule. So do what's best for you personally and professionally. Whether maybe you're somebody who likes going into the office more, say, hey, I want to go into the office more. A lot of times I've talked to more people who would prefer 2 or 3 days working from home because it better aligns with what they need for themselves and their family. So go ahead and ask for that. If you end up getting a job offer and they say 2 days you can work from home a week, say, you know what? Yes, but I want to negotiate 3 days and see what happens. I'm seeing that more and more companies are just saying yes and agreeing to that because it makes you a better professional for them. In short, what I'm saying is you want to design the best job offer for yourself. So to sum it up, embrace AI, new technology, networking effectively, all of that to stay ahead of the game in 2025. So if you found this video helpful, please like and subscribe if you haven't already. Comment below with any questions that you have on some of these topics. I know it can be confusing and I want to set you up for success in 2025. All right, I'll see you in the next one.